Hi guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build. In today's video we are building a cosy autumn inspired cafe. It's a cafe and a bookstore, and I was actually inspired to build this. I was listening to some background study music on YouTube, and the video that I was watching was rainy day coffee shop background music, and the video was really relaxing, and in the background the picture was of a really cute little cafe, and it was like a kind of moving image, and I thought it seemed so cosy and perfect for the time of year. And I don't really build community lots that often, I usually just build houses, so I figured why not build this little coffee shop. So yeah, I made it a coffee shop and a bookstore, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. We will get into talking about the build, but before we do, there's a couple of other things that I actually wanted to touch on in today's video. So the first one was, in case you are wondering, I am using a Reshade preset here. Quite often I only use the Reshade for taking screenshots, but I don't actually use it while I'm recording or while I'm playing. But I recently discovered this new Reshade preset, which you'll have seen if you follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr. They're both linked down in the description if you want to follow me there. But you'll see that I was speaking about this new Reshade preset, which is the Dove Reshade by Kindle Spice on Tumblr. And I actually found out about this from Dawn, who is Simlessy on YouTube, and she had posted a couple of videos using it, and they just look so beautiful. It's really warm and lots of shadows, and I just think it makes the game look so amazing. So I'd seen she'd been using it and trying it out, and I tried it out myself, and I've struggled for a while. I really love the idea of Reshade, and as soon as I got my Windows PC, I downloaded it immediately. And I've been struggling to find a preset that I enjoyed and that was the right kind of mood. I don't like the reshades that are really vibrant and really bright. I definitely like more warm, muted, tonal colours. So when I found this one, I thought it was perfect, and I've had it in the game ever since, and I use it while I'm building and playing and for screenshots. Now I don't have to turn it off because it's just perfect. I don't find it interferes with the gameplay or anything too much, so I'm really happy with that. So that is what you're seeing if you're wondering that the game looks a bit different or the colours look a bit different. It is the Dove Reshade preset. I will have it linked down below if you want to go and check it out. And as I said, if you want to see some more pictures using it, you can go and have a look at my Tumblr. I've posted a few screenshots and things with this Reshade preset, so you can get a better look at it. But it is gorgeous, and definitely find that compared to other ones I've used, it doesn't slow up the gameplay too much. So yeah, if you want to download that, I will have it linked. And if you're not sure about Reshade, or you haven't used it, haven't installed it, just have a look on YouTube. There are loads of videos about it. I'm not going to get into detail about how to install it or anything, because there's so many resources out there. But I had to watch a couple of videos the first time to figure out how to use it, but it's super straightforward once you're used to it. So yeah, if you want to check that out, just have a look on YouTube, and I'll have the link for this specific reset. I'll have the link for this specific preset linked down below. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about before we get into kind of discussing the build is a bit different, but it's a little bit about sort of motivation and confidence, I guess. So basically, at the start of this week, I was feeling a bit sort of down about my YouTube channel and just about stuff in general. So I made this channel right at the start of lockdown, when we were, really couldn't leave the house. I couldn't even see my boyfriend. We were stuck in the house, and I figured it's something I've always wanted to do, and I've never had the time. And I'm still working full time, working from home, but because I'm not really going out or anything, I had loads of free time. And I figured I might as well do something productive with that time. So I started this channel. And initially I was posting quite frequently. I had loads of time to make videos and edit them. And I'm still learning, so it does take me quite a while to make and edit each video. But I'm doing it mostly because it's something for me to do and I enjoy it. But having started it during lockdown and really enjoying it and loving chatting to you guys, the community on Twitter is amazing. And I'm really so glad that I did it. So I definitely want to keep going with it. But now that things are starting to go back to normal a little bit, and I'm able to see my boyfriend again and stay with him and see my friends, my free time is just getting less and less. So I've been feeling for a while like I was struggling a little bit with trying to keep making videos and making content whilst also working a full-time job and then doing other stuff in my free time. And then I posted a video last weekend, which was my opposite neighbours' San Francisco townhouses. And I really like that build. I think it came out really cute, and I think it was, a bit different to build kind of two houses on the same lot. But the video didn't do very well, so when I initially posted it, it wasn't really getting any views or any likes or anything. And I mean, not that, I have 115 or something of you at the moment, subscribers, which I'm so grateful for. It's a crazy number to me still that there's like over 100 people that watch these videos. But, even compared to what I normally get, I wasn't getting a lot of like interaction or anything. So as you do, like I'm not about the numbers, and as I say, I do this because I love playing the game and I'm getting into kind of the video creation and editing and stuff. So I do it because I enjoy it. But obviously, like if you spend a lot of time on a video and then it doesn't really perform, it is a bit disheartening sometimes. So yeah, between kind of I've been struggling a little bit with having the time to do everything and then the video not doing very well, I was really starting to debate like whether or not this was worth it and if I should just like go back to playing for myself, and if I occasionally record a video, that's fine, but I do feel like having a channel and everything, you do feel pressure to upload somewhat consistently, which can be difficult. So yeah, I've been having some like doubts, I suppose. But anyway, the point of the story is that right as I was having these feelings or feeling a bit down about stuff, and I think this does quite often happen this way, that it's when you're feeling unsure or like maybe you're going to give up on something, is when something good happens. So I actually have had 3 things happen just this week, which like are not big things. I've not suddenly gained like thousands of subscribers or anything, but just from the people that I already know, from the people that already watch my videos or that I already have interaction with on social media and things, it's just like little things that have really cheered me up. So the first thing was after watching Dawn's Simlicy's video and seeing the I can't say and seeing her Reshade preset, that's really hard to say, I wanted to try it, and so I had commented on the video saying, oh my god, this is amazing, I have to download this straight away, and I had taken screenshots and put them on Tumblr and Twitter and things. And then in one of the posts on Twitter, I actually tagged Dawn and said, oh my god, like I'm so glad I found this preset, thank you so much for sharing. And I tagged her, and she actually liked the post and then replied to me on Twitter, and like, I don't think she just replied like an emoji, like something so small, but she has like 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. She's someone I really look up to, and one of the people that I watched for quite a long time before I ever started my own videos or making a channel, and one of the people that inspired me to do so because I enjoy her content so much, and I think that our build style and our aesthetic and stuff is quite similar. So even though, it's not that she's not subscribed to me, she's not suddenly promoting my videos or anything, but just like that little bit of interaction from someone that you look up to made me feel really happy, because I thought she's seen my content, she's seen my post, and she's liked it. So that was awesome. And then someone was actually asking questions about Reshade in the thread on Twitter, and she was replying to all their questions and being super helpful, and I just thought it was so nice to have some sort of like interaction with her when she's someone that I look up to quite a lot on YouTube. So that was the first thing. And then shortly after that, the lovely Rayleigh, who I am assuming I'm saying Rayleigh correctly, but if you're watching this, then you can tell me whether I am or not. She is Berry Games on Twitter and on YouTube, and she is brilliant. Her videos are brilliant. She's got a real like architectural style, and I remember the first video of hers that I watched, she like whipped out her iPad and her Apple Pencil and was doing all these like architectural sketches and planning it out, and I thought, yeah, I'm like, this girl is just my type of person. Like I'm also like a avid like iPad and pencil user, and yeah, I just thought her content is just like right up my alley. So I've got a lot of time for her, and we interact quite a lot on Twitter. And she just out of the blue was posting the other day on Twitter about the videos that she'd been watching that morning. So it was like, while she was having breakfast or something, here's what I watched today while I was getting ready or having breakfast. And one of the videos was mine. So it was the San Francisco Townhouse one that I was feeling really down about because no one was watching it. And she tweeted it and said, I've just watched this video, and she said, not only do I like love Beth's voice, but I love her builds as well, or something like that, which is really funny because one of the things that I'm quite insecure about, I guess, is that a lot of people on YouTube, and not everybody by any means, a lot of people on YouTube are American or Australian, I guess, or English probably. And for those of you that can't tell or don't know, I'm Scottish, so I know that I have quite a weird accent. And quite a strong accent, and sometimes can be quite hard to understand, and I speak quite quickly. So the fact that I don't sound like other people on YouTube worries me a little bit, that maybe people won't understand me or won't like my accent or will find it hard to understand. So the fact that not only had she watched my video, she'd shared it on Twitter and said that she liked it, and she also gave me a compliment on something that I'm quite insecure about, out of nowhere. Like I hadn't asked her to watch it or anything, she was just obviously subscribed to me and saw it. So that made me feel so happy, because I thought actually, again, someone else who I look up to, who has more subscribers than me, who makes amazing content, who really, like I say, her content is really like architectural. Some of her builds, her like art deco builds and everything are unbelievable. So someone else that I kind of look up to, and then she's given me a compliment and she's watched my videos, was like such a compliment. So that like totally gave me such a lift that she was actually enjoying my content and went to watch it. And her sharing that on Twitter actually then meant that the performance on that video went up quite a lot, because a lot of other people then saw it. So like the views and the likes and things were way below my average, and then actually that her sharing that video brought them up to more in line with my average for videos. So one thing like that, one small gesture of someone sharing your video can make quite a big difference. So that really cheered me up and really made me feel grateful and a bit happier about things. And then yesterday, I think it was, I should say I'm recording this voiceover on Thursday. I think you'll be seeing this on Saturday, but I think it was on Wednesday. I was messing around on Tumblr. So I've been quite active on Tumblr lately, and I post things that I maybe wouldn't post on Twitter. So I post like lookbooks and more edits and things like that. I also quite like to do outside of making videos. So I do like to build, but I also do really enjoy CAS and making Sims and making like lookbooks and things. So I had seen something that had inspired me, and I tried to recreate it, and I was using poses. And for those of you that are not sure about poses in The Sims, we could maybe make a whole other video about that if you want to hear more about it. But basically, I was looking for a pose for, like, I had 3 female Sims that I was trying to get them to kind of pose like in a group, and I couldn't find one that was 3 that I liked. So I went on to YouTube and found a tutorial by Catverse, who has got an amazing website, makes amazing content, and most of the poses that I have in the game are her poses, but a lot of them are like single Sims. But she makes amazing ones. Recently, she's made like a gymnastics one, a cycling one, a mugshot, like not just, you know, someone standing in like a fashion-y pose. Like she makes really detailed poses for Sims. So I found her tutorials on YouTube. I've watched them before, but I went on and watched them, and I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I've never done it before. I've never used Blender, and the thought of like any kind of like 3D modelling or meshing like freaks me out a little bit. But I thought I'd give it a try. Went on and did it. Her tutorial was so easy to follow. And I actually came up with one I really liked first try. I found a picture of 3 girls standing together on Pinterest, and I recreated it, and I really liked how it came out. So I shared that on Tumblr, and I tagged her and said, you know, I couldn't find any poses that I liked, so I made one myself, and I followed this tutorial from Kat, and it was brilliant, so thank you for that. Like, thank you for the great tutorial. Go and check them out or something if you want to make poses. And she then liked it, and she reblogged it, and she followed me on Tumblr. And this is someone, I actually don't know how many subscribers she has on YouTube, but I think it's quite a lot. And as I say, her, even regardless of that, she's someone that I look up to. Her content is amazing. Her website is fantastic, really professional. And she's lovely. Like every time I've ever seen anything of her on social media, on Tumblr or anything, she's been really helpful. So I have a lot of like time for her. And then I saw that she had like reblogged it, and then she replied and said, you know, like, oh, my first pose was nowhere near as good as this, or something. This is really good for a first attempt. So again, I thought that in the space of like 2 or 3 days, I've had 3 different interactions from people that I like look up to or who inspire me, and they've reached out and said that they like my content, or that they thought what I was doing was good, and all that kind of thing. And I just thought, it's just at the time where you think this isn't going well, or I don't know if I want to do this anymore, like whatever it might be, at the time where you think maybe this isn't for me, then something comes along where someone reaches out or has something nice to say. And sometimes I think, you know, just at that moment where you might have thought, I'm not going to do this anymore, then someone could reach out and like make your day. So yeah, that was a bit of a long story, but I thought it was important to share that I was feeling a little bit disheartened, and not just about views and numbers, but as I say, because now that we're not fully in lockdown anymore and I'm not stuck in the house all day and I have other stuff to be doing, I was feeling a little bit like I didn't have enough time to do everything in between trying to see people and trying to work a full-time job and then do YouTube and things. And I want to make sure if I'm doing YouTube or, you know, posting stuff, that it's good quality. I don't just want to post anything. I'm a Virgo and I'm quite a perfectionist, so I like to make sure that things are good quality. So I am quite hard on myself. But yeah, so after feeling a bit stressed about that, those couple of things in the last couple of days have totally given me a renewed like passion for what I'm doing and for YouTube and things. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to those people for giving me a pick-me-up. Even though I don't think they realised that's what they were doing, it totally had that effect. And thanks to you guys for watching and for being here and supporting me. I appreciate it. And I reply to every comment. I am always up for a chat on Twitter. So just reach out and say hi. I'm friendly, I promise. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit and kind of share where I'm at. And yeah, a bit of a nice story, I suppose. So I guess we should probably talk about the build a little bit. As you can see, I am spending a lot of time in debug, and I really wanted to make this coffee shop like really cluttered and really cozy. So I've spent a long time trying to decorate this and putting all of these debug like coffee bags and coffee cups and the takeaway cups, and just trying to make it feel like a real coffee shop would be. And I was thinking about, if I go into a Starbucks, they always have the bags of coffee in like the little baskets next to the counter, and they always have like mugs for sale and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to make it somewhat realistic. And then I also was trying to make it look quite cozy. So in the background, I've got the brick wall and I've got fairy lights up and all that kind of thing. And then through here, this is where the bookshop is. Now, you're going to see another example of Beth building something one day and then coming back into the game the next day and deciding I don't like it. So I started building this as just like another bit of the cafe, and I put bookshelves and everything in, but I didn't actually make it a bookstore at this point. So I just have like comfy armchairs and books and like dining tables, and then I have some like of the booths down in the other corner, and I've put the toilets in here. And so yeah, I was trying to kind of figure out the layout for this. And I thought it was cute, but when I came back into the game the next day, it wasn't what I was initially imagining. And I remembered that I actually did want to make it a bookstore as well as a cafe. And it does meet the requirements for both lots. So if you wanted to make it a retail lot, you can. I have it set as a cafe just now, but you can have either. It works because the only requirement for a retail lot is to have a cash register, which this one does. So that's quite easy to meet, and there's lots of books and things around. So yeah, you can have it as either. But I had this set up and I did like it, but I was going for like cozy in autumn, but I felt like this got a little bit too old-fashioned with like the big like sort of quilted leather booths and the big armchairs and the big bookcases and things. It was getting a little bit like gentleman's club, which is not really what I was after. So the next day I went in, as I say, and I tweaked it, and you'll see that later on. The outside, I really tried to make it fit in with the other builds around about. So this is in the square in WIndenburg, and there's another 2 community lots here, and I tried to make it look as close as I could. I was actually just going to renovate. There was already a coffee shop on this lot. This is South Square Coffee, and I was going to just renovate that lot, but then I wanted to actually build something, so I just demolished it. But yeah, I tried to make it fit in with like the paneling, a little bit of stone, and then I put this debug like sort of ivy stuff on the outside, which I don't think I've used before, but I thought it came out really cute, and I couldn't figure out what it was missing. And then when I put that on, I was like, that's what it was missing. It was missing some like greenery outside. So I did that, and then I placed these little outdoor tables. And you'll notice here, what I did a little bit there was like turn them slightly, and I did the same thing with the armchairs inside. Is that if you have the tables all really like regimented in an order, it looks a bit unnatural, whereas naturally with people like sitting at tables and moving the chairs around and stuff, like things end up, a little bit out of place. So I figured having the tables all at slightly different angles made it a bit more realistic. And the same with the armchairs inside. I sort of pulled them out in different angles so it looked like someone had been sitting there and not like everything was in a complete perfect line, because that's not how things are in real life. And you've seen quite a lot in this video, I have been struggling with this roof. So I decided I wanted to put a skylight in, but I didn't want it to be like super modern, but I figured maybe they had like converted the attic or something, or I wanted to have that light shining down into the coffee shop. And I watched a few tutorials and I was really struggling with it. And then the issue I was having was these little front sections like over the doors didn't have a ceiling in them, so you could see underneath them and into the roof space. And then the lighting was going weird. So yeah, I definitely had some like building issues. The decorating kind of went okay, but the roof was proving to be a problem. I think I should have just not tried to be clever and put a skylight in. But anyway. So you can see here I'm building this fireplace, and I put some shelves above it, and then I put books out. And I was just really trying to make it cluttered. And I think what happened was, and what usually happens is that I spent such a long time in the right hand side in the coffee shop on that back wall, like putting all that clutter in, putting all the different coffee machines and the milk jugs and the coffee cups, and like making it look really like it was a functioning, when you go into a coffee shop, the counter behind this coffee station, like the barista station or whatever, isn't just like clean and empty. It's got blenders, it's got the syrups, it's got coffee cups, it's covered in stuff. So I wanted to make it realistic, and I spent so long doing that when I then came through into this side of the build, my like energy for decorating had kind of gone. And I think I quite often do that I'll start off building something like super up for it, and I'm placing loads of clutter and loads of decor and trying to make it look super lived in, or I have an idea in my mind of what I want to do. And then as it goes on, we're talking like maybe 3 hours into a build here, you then lose the motivation for it, or like I just run out of ideas, I guess. And so I always find that the rooms that I do first, or the areas of a build that I'll do first, look better than the areas I do last, because by the end of it, I'm just like, okay, that'll do. I'll put some chairs down and that'll be it. I'll call it a day. And actually, when I came back into it the next day, I thought, I've done myself a bit of a disservice here. So this is actually the next day that we're watching now, and you can see what I actually did was Googled again some different pictures of like cozy coffee shops. And this is a coffee shop, I think in Chicago maybe, that I found that had these little round, like clustered of tables with armchairs around it, and they had books and stuff on them. And I thought, that's more, I'm going for like cozy and comfy, but I'm not going for like old fashioned. I wanted more modern. So this is what I did, is I ended up putting these tables down with the armchairs, and then I put big rugs underneath, and I put loads of books, and I ended up going around at the end and putting little like used coffee cups everywhere, just to try and make it look more like lived in and rustic, but not like old man, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I was going for here, and I'm much happier with how it turned out afterwards. So I think this is super cute. And obviously, like if they're sitting in the chairs, they're not using the tables, but there is dining tables inside and outside. So I think the fact that those are just like armchairs isn't a big deal. And yeah, so you can see here I am making space for the bookstore. So as I said, I kind of had forgotten about it. I had just put booths down here, and then I figured it wasn't really what I was going for. So here I'm just putting down a counter and then decorating it. As I say, it's not like this whole space is a bookstore. It's definitely like a cafe / bookstore. But I just put loads of books on the counter and on the shelf behind the counter, and put this little cash register there. So again, this is what makes it also suitable as a retail lot, because it has the cash register. And these little debug book items are perfect, especially the ones that are up on the little stand. Like they totally look like they should be in a bookshop. So I thought they were perfect. And I just put these there, and I put these prints. I use these prints quite a lot. I think these might be Jungle Adventure prints that are in the background there, but I think they're really cute. And I like the kind of vibe. You can see I'm giving quite a warm vibe. Now, what happened there is that I paused the recording to go and do something, and then I forgot to unpause it when I came back. So I did a little bit more decorating off camera there that you didn't see. But I was just putting some stuff on the walls. I put the eco lifestyle like wooden posts on the walls, which are actually floating just now, but I do fix that. I do bring them back down again. It's weird that they don't like snap to the right height. Considering there's one for each wall height, you would think they would just snap to the right height, but they don't. They kind of like stick out over the top of the wall. So I had to fix that. And then I realised that this booth, again, this is like sort of more, if you were building like a more traditional like pub, these booths would be perfect, but that wasn't really what I was going for. So again, I scrapped all of this and started again. So I put another set of these tables with the armchairs, the same as I have in the coffee shop area, just to try and sort of tie it together, and I think they're really cute. And then I end up scrapping the booths and putting, I think it's the tiny living, like love seat and armchairs in there. So yeah, I thought that looked much better and was more like modern but still cozy. I think that's the difficulty sometimes, is cozy can become quite like old-fashioned traditional quite quickly, and I wanted cozy but like cozy, don't know, rustic modern, if that makes sense, which I think, to be honest, when I get my own place is going to be the style that I go for as well, and my furnishing is going to be like rustic, cozy but modern and clean. So probably quite like this is how I'm going to decorate. So yeah, I put like this plant pot, which I use in every build now, and this lamp, and then the big coffee table. And then I use these pumpkins, which I always want to use, and I never find anywhere to put them. And I put them on the table and was like, yes, these look perfect. So I just did that. And then again, as I was saying, I think because this was a new day and I was refreshed a little bit, I was back in the zone for like the cluttering. So I put loads of books around, like book on the floor. I went around and put coffee cups on all the tables. And rather than, as I say, sort of starting off well with the decorating, and then the further on it goes, the more I can't be bothered with it anymore, I definitely was doing a better job this time of being consistent with my decorating. So I was trying to put stuff on the tables, and I have like those baskets in the corner there, and I was just trying to make it look really realistic. And I feel like the more cluttered a build is, the cuter it is and the cozier it is, and it's just, I thought for screenshots and everything it looks much better. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I will say, you'll see earlier on in the video, I downloaded Simlice's, she has a room on the gallery which is full of like the clutter items that don't spoil. So for the coffee shop side, I downloaded that room and placed those items. But for some reason, I have Twisted Mexie's Better Build By mod installed, which you should be able to clone debug. But I, for some reason, can't get that to work. The cloning wasn't working. So rather than downloading that room again, I ended up just placing ones out of the debug catalogue. So I haven't gone back in and tested it or like left it for long enough to see, but these might be the ones that spoil. It's really annoying that like the empty coffee cups still like go bad. And I like was playing in a build the other day and my sim was like having a horrible time about it and I couldn't figure out what it was, and it's because I'd put coffee mugs up on as like a decoration and they'd gone off. So hopefully these ones are the ones that don't, but it's really, when they all look exactly the same, it's impossible to know which ones do and which ones don't, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, there's that. But as I say, I just tried to make this a bit cozier. You can see I changed the chairs in front of the fireplace to be the tiny living armchairs to match the ones down at the front. And I feel like I'm much happier with this now. Like, it looks a bit more rustic and a bit more like modern still, and not quite as like grandpa's living room as it did before. And I put these little candle holders on the tables just to bring loads of like warmth and light. That's what I really wanted. I want it to be kind of like airy with the plants, but also cozy. Like, I feel if you're going to sit in a coffee shop and read a book, you want it to be a cozy environment. So that's what I was going for. And I'm just doing some kind of like final touches, some decorations. And I figured this wall was a bit empty and I thought I could do a cool like display. And I know that with Get to Work, I think it is, with the retail counters and stuff, there's like a, you know, like different shelving units that are for like displaying items in a retail store, I suppose. But none of them were right. So I ended up using this table, which I really like. It's kind of rustic. And then I was looking for things to put underneath it. So I thought I could put like a little table underneath or something. So I wanted to have levels. It looks weird. Having worked in retail, I would never leave it empty underneath the table. And then I found this item, which is like the little sack and the little boxes and the oranges and everything. I haven't seen it before. And I thought it was absolutely perfect. Like, I couldn't have picked anything better. I think it looks amazing under there. So I was so happy when I found that. And overall, like, yeah, as I say, I think it was a lot of clutter and a lot of decorating, and it didn't actually take me as long as I thought it was going to be fair, but I'm so happy with how it came out in the end. I think the screenshots that I managed to get were awesome, and I just think it's super cute. And I actually went into live mode and tried to play for a little bit to get some videos with Sims in, and I made it like a dog-friendly lot, so loads of Sims turned up with their dogs, and it was packed, and I thought, obviously people are liking my build, so I was quite pleased about that. But I love how this little like display table came up, and again, this is quite typical of like having all the stuff on display in the coffee shop. So yeah, in the end, I'm glad I went back a second time and tweaked it, because it's much better now that I've gone back in and played with it a bit, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I think it came out really cute. So please let me know what you think. We are just about to come up on the screenshots, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!